Okay, today what we are going to start. So far we saw like a JavaScript and HTML and Servlet and some CSS, correct?
Yes, yes.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
and today we are going to see some different topic like JSP, Java Server Pages. Okay,
Okay.
so in this JSP, what we can able to do it like so far whatever you did, right? Like you added some of the
Your voice is breaking, Manohar.
okay. Now it is fine.
Yeah, fine now, but after some time, I was not able to hear you.
Oh no,
Then I will come.
initially I was not connected. No, I just reconnected. Okay. Okay, just see if let me know if you see the difference. Okay. So far we discussed JavaScript, right? JavaScript, and after that we discussed like a HTML, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, after that then we started like servlets. Okay.
Again, it's gone.
Okay.
Hello?
Yeah, I can able to hear you.
Okay.
Now it is fine.
Yes, but
Okay.
yeah, I couldn't hear you saying servlets.
Oh, okay. So JavaScript, HTML, and servlets we saw, right, so far?
Yes.
Okay, now what we are going to do, we are going to see some different concept JSP. So
Mm-hmm.
inside JSP, you can able to do all the things so far like whatever you did, JavaScript, HTML, servlet related things you can able to do in JSP.
Okay.
Like you can able to write JavaScript, you can able to write HTML, and you can able to write, you can able to do the things whatever you did inside the servlet. Servlets, what you did like you have a request object, response object, means session, and you can able to send the request from one servlet to another servlet. You're printing something to
Yes.
the browser. All those things you did in servlet, right?
Yes, yes.
The similar kind of things we can able to do in JSP also. That we will see today. We'll take one sample example and we'll try to do
You don't
similar
have
kind of
to
things.
all this. Is it?
Yeah, tell me.
So you don't have to write all this separately. You don't have to
Yeah,
create.
I will tell you why we need to write, why we should not write.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
So there is a process basically. You can able to do all those things, JavaScript, HTML, servlets, everything you can able to add in JSP, but that is not the right way to do the things.
Oh, is it okay?
Yeah, we have to use JSP for some specific things, but we can able to do everything. It's not a problem. It will not give any error. It will not give any exception. It will not give any problem. But it's not the right way to do the things.
Okay.
So that's what we have to use JavaScript for validation and servlets to process the request, and to display the content we have to use HTML.
Okay.
But we can able to do in JSP also that kind of difference. That is one basic difference. And the second thing is, right, so the JSP, whenever you are trying to write, so whenever you are trying to deploy and whenever you are trying to hit first request,
Mm.
so that time what will happen, this JSP will be converted to servlet.
Okay.
So JSP is kind of HTML. Okay, let me create a simple application so that it will make sense for you. So now I created one simple web application, JSP_1. Okay, inside JSP_1, I have web content. Inside web content, what I want to do, I want to create a JSP file. So how to create a JSP file? Right click, new, and JSP. So the file name I'm going to give as a index.jsp. Inside the web content, we have to create these JSP files. So means basically wherever you are creating your HTML file, the same location we have to create this JSP file,
Okay.
and I can finish it. So your JSP is ready now. If you see your JSP file, right, it is look like your HTML file, correct?
Mm-hmm.
We have everything like HTML head, body,
Yes,
title,
yes.
everything is there, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now let me. So here let me display something high and let
Okay.
me deploy into the server. Just I'm trying to display some simple statement high and I want to see the response. So I can able to see the response, correct? Okay, now I told right initially there are some difference. This JSP is converting into servlet. So this JSP
Okay.
convert into servlet. Servlet is a class, right? So for class, servlet is a Java file, and for that Java file we need a corresponding dot class file. So how you will get corresponding servlet for this JSP? So let me right click and go to the properties or location of this project. So this is the location of this project JSP1, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Now go to
Yes.
the metadata plugins and you'll see here JSP Eclipse core resource projects under JSP1 under not here, go back, not here. Now JSP1. So here I went here, it is not there, it is not there.
It's not created.
It is created, but the location it's difficult to find out. This one. Okay, let me add something. Where is that location? So here you have a metadata plugins and today's date is 22, correct? So let me check here, not this one, this one. Okay, let me add some other thing. We'll see there. Okay, now go back to your page. Yes, this is your JSP page and the location is metadata plugins. This is the location. So this is the location. This is the file got created, and the location is, you have to remember this location basically.
Okay.
This is the standard location, but we have to remember. That is the only problem. So
Okay.
basically in your metadata, so the metadata will be there for all the projects. Inside that metadata, plugins, and inside that you will see this folder. There you have to
Okay.
go. So let
Oh
me go
man.
back.
Okay.
So metadata is there. Now you are in metadata, and inside the metadata you are in plugins. Let me enter into the org eclipse. You have to remember this file name basically. So it will create always under this file only, org eclipse wst dot server dot core.
Okay.
So that, so that will modify, I mean, today with today's state, right? So you can identify that this particular org dot eclipse dot wst and server dot core.
Okay.
So inside that org dot eclipse dot wst. So this is the one basically. So this location you have to remember. The main location is, this is the one. So metadata, plugins, org.eclipse.wst, and inside that you have a folder called temp1, and inside that you will see work and web app, work, Catalina, localhost, and this is your JSP project name, org, Apache, JSP, and so this is the class got generated for your JSP file. So what is your JSP
Right.
name? Index.jsp, correct? So how the file will generate and how the naming conversion is index underscore JSP.
Mm-hmm.
So index.jsp, but it will give the name index underscore JSP dot Java file. So this is the servlet got generated for your JSP file.
Okay.
And here it is, this rest of the things are same. It is kind of, it will extend some of the JSP dependent instead of HTTP servlet. So here it will extend the JSP source dependent, and here also you have init method, destroy method, and service method.
Okay.
But the naming conversion is different.
Yeah.
Like here you will see underscore JSP init underscore JSP destroy underscore JSP service. For your service
Got it.
method, you need, right, like HTTP servlet request, HTTP servlet response.
Yes. Yes.
So here also you have similar kind of objects as an arguments.
Got it. Okay. Okay.
And here, right, so I have written something high, right, in my JSP page. So and it is displaying. So how that high is displaying? So basically, if you see here, right, so the entire HTML page we are trying to build it. So this is your high.
Oh man. Okay. Got it.
So basically entire JSP will convert, but this is no need to read this one, just for your understanding I am telling. So nobody will refer
Okay.
this. So it's a, basically it will generate backend side and you don't need to refer this one. So just for your
Okay.
understanding I am telling. Okay, let me modify and let me add some more things so that you will get more things. Okay, let me clear this one. So basically this is the HTML content, right? Hi.
Mhm.
And let me add a script tag. So inside HTML you can able to add some JavaScript also, right?
Yes.
So you can able to declare where x equal to 100. So this is purely JavaScript, correct?
Yes.
So now what I did, just I declare a variable x, y, z equal to 100. So whenever this JSP is converting into servlet, so how this variable is adding to your servlet? I mean basically how it is, I mean where it will fit exactly in your servlet. So again I reopen the servlet. Let me look for that variable x, y, z. So it is not there. Okay, let me. So when this servlet will regenerate, so whenever you are hitting first request, So now I am trying to hit first request. So I sent first request. Now the servlet will regenerate it. See sir, it regenerated at 819. Now open the servlet and look for that variable xyz. You see here, right? So your HTML code is converted to servlet
Got it.
where xyz equal to 100.
Okay.
But but always you can refer your JSP file. You don't need to bother about that. I mean, what I say that a generated file. So this is where you can able to write your HTML and JavaScript in your JSP file.
Got it.
This is one
Okay.
difference. And the second difference I told you, right? Like it will behave like a servlet. So inside the servlet, you can able to write Java code, right?
Mm-hmm.
Inside service method, you can able to write like a core Java, I mean Java code. The similar way here also you can able to write Java code by using a special tag called scriptlet. So
Scriptlet. Okay.
how to write Java code in your JSP page. So this is a scriptlet. Just you have to write this tag. You have to remember this syntax. So inside that you can write whatever you want. I want to write integer x equal to 10 and integer y equal to 20. After that I want to display
Mm-hmm. Okay.
a sum of these two variables. How to display sum? If I want to display something to the console, I have to write system dot out dot println, correct? So here I can write here sum. So here I can
Yes.
write x plus y, correct?
Yes.
So this is a pure core Java, right?
Yes.
So in servlet also you can able to write it, correct?
Yes.
Now let me refresh it. Let me send first request. I send first request and I can able to see
13. Yeah.
response. And if I'll open the generated page, right? So you can able to see this code also. So how to see that one? Close all those things. So it got regenerated. So basically I have declared two variables x and y, and I was trying to print that values, correct? Where is x? Yeah, if you see here, right, you can able to see the entire code. Integer x equal to 10, y equal to 20, and system.out.println sum.
Yes.
So this will be part of your underscore JSP service method.
Okay.
Okay, and this is the way to write the Java code inside your scriptlet.
Okay.
Okay, and another thing, right? If you see your previous servlets, you have a request object, response object, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So here also we have that request and request response session context, everything is available here also. So how to get here, right? So here it will provide some, so basically it will prepare the request and response object and it will keep it for you. So if at all if you want to access any inbuilt object like request, it's okay, no, don't go for request. So you inside servlet, so how you are getting the session object from request dot get session, and it will return your HTTP session. From HTTP session you are trying to get session ID, correct?
Yes.
So in the similar way here also JSP will provide you inbuilt, I mean what is it, inbuilt objects. So one example is session. Session is a inbuilt object. If you want to retrieve the session ID, session dot get ID, you can call it and you can display it. So how to display? So write a system dot out dot println. Basically I want to display session ID of my request. Copy it
Okay.
and print it. Session is an inbuilt object. From the session directly I'm trying to get the session ID. Okay, let me refresh it and you can able to get the session ID.
Okay.
The similar way you have a request object. response object.
Okay.
So that way you can able, if you want to read some information from the request, from the user request dot get parameter, so you can able to do it.
Oh, got it.
So this is the basic difference, and so this one we used to call as a scriptlet. Okay, say for instance, if you want to declare some variables, so how to declare variables? If you want to declare some variables, how to declare variables? So
Okay.
this is one way to declare a variable, correct? So if you declare this variable, what will happen? You know, these variables will become a local variables, and it will be placed into your service method,
Okay.
underscore service method. So then it will become a local variables, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's suppose, say for instance, if you want to declare a global variable means under global variables means under your inside your class. These are global variables,
Okay.
correct?
Mm-hmm.
So these are global variable. If you see the private static final, and they're trying to declare something on the top inside your class, so these are global variables. Okay. Okay, let's suppose I want to declare one global variable inside my service. So how to declare that one? So there is another tag called declaration. So what is the syntax for this one? You have to remember all this syntax. So here I want to declare a variable called integer age equal to 10.
Okay.
So this is the way to declare a global variable. So this one is to call as a declaration. So now I modified my JSP page. So whenever I'm sending a first request,
Mm-hmm.
so the JSP will be called and the corresponding servlet file will be regenerated. So how to see the difference? Right click, open this one, and if you see here, your age field will be there.
Mm-hmm.
So now the age is a global variable. So it is there inside your class. It is not there inside your method. It is there inside your class. So this one is to called as a declaration. This is a declaration, and this variable you can able to access inside your scriptlet also. So if you want to access your
So there is also another scriptlet, except for you'll have like an exclamation mark,
yes,
right? There is a
just because of that, the variable will be part of global variable. It is not there inside your service method.
got it.
So this variable is a global variable, and this variable is a local variable.
Got it.
And you can able to access this variable anywhere. Why? Because this is a global variable, right? If you want, you
Mm-hmm.
can able to access here also. Let me display the sum. Sorry, age. So this is a way. Let me add, refresh it, and you can able to see the age. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
So I can able to access the variable, right? Age,
Mm-hmm.
and you can able to see the corresponding console also, age equal to 10.
Got it.
Okay, now and so by using the scriptlet, you can able to write Java code, correct? By using
Mm-hmm.
the declaration, you can able to declare the variables. But you have to remember this syntax basically. That is the only job. And rest of the things are you already know, and this is core Java or servlet concept. And now, say for instance, if you want to display something to the browser here, if you want to display something to the browser, that there is another tag called expression. Percent equal to. So let me say, for instance, you want to display this age to the browser instead of console. Instead of the console, if you want to display age here, so how to display it? So you have to use this tag called expressions. So how to display it? Age colon, I want to display age. So age is displaying. So this one we used to call as a expression. If you want to display something to the console, only one line, so you can able to do it.
Okay.
By using the declaration, you can able to declare the variable, and by using scriptlet, so you can able to write some Java code, and this scriptlet code will become part of your service method.
Okay.
And the similar way, the expression code will become part of your service method. So if you want to see
Got it.
where it got placed, the inside your generated file, open it and Control F. So then it will be there inside your service method. See there, this is your code.
Got it.
So when this servlet will be generated, whenever you are placing first request.
Got it.
So for first request, the servlet will be created and the corresponding class will be generated and corresponding object will be generated. So next time onwards, if any second time onwards, if whatever the request is coming, so for that this class will it will not regenerate again. We have already object is ready-made object is ready, so it will call same object again and again, and it will process the request.
Got it.
So that is the basic difference between HTML and JSP.
Got it.
So here we can able to display data dynamically. Why? Because here we have a request, session, response, all inbuilt object, correct?
Mm-hmm.
So based on the whatever user is sending the data, that you can read from the request object and you can display in the UI side.
Okay.
So so these are the some simple tags like a declaration, scriptlet, and expression, right? And if you declare any variable as part of declaration, that will become a global variable, and if you declare any variable inside your scriptlet, so that will become part of your local variable.
Mm.
And session is one of the example for inbuilt object, and we have other inbuilt object like a request, HTTP request is there, and we have response, and we have context. So these are the inbuilt object. Request, you know, right, how to use request dot get parameter, like how you are reading username and password. So here also a similar way we can able to read it.
Yes.
That we will see some examples tomorrow, and there is some other examples like in servlet, right? You used to do you are for one servlet, from one servlet you are trying to call another servlet, correct, by using the request dispatcher, correct? In the similar way,
Yes.
here also we can able to call another JSP or another servlet from your JSP.
Okay.
So if you want to call another login servlet from your JSP, you can able to call it.
Okay.
Okay. And that is one another feature. Means all the features is available inside your servlet. The similar kind of features also is available in JSP. So that I'll show you some of the examples, so that I mean it's not that much difficult. I mean all the things you have already saw in as part of your servlet. Programming. That is one thing. And say for instance you have one JSP page like abc.jsp. Okay, it is not opening. Okay, let me write. So you have one JSP called abc.jsp. Inside JSP you are displaying something. Okay, and you have another page called pqr.jsp. So here you are displaying something. So say for instance if you want to display the same thing, if you want to reuse this component here, So here you are already displaying something, and below just you want to display the same abc.jsp content in your page.
Mm-hmm.
So how to import another JSP pages into your JSP page? So that also we can able to do it. For that also I'll give some example, and let me go back to this one. So in core Java, right, you used to do import statement, correct?
Yes.
So here also you can able to do import. Let me give one example for import. So what I want to do, I want to display the um, current date and time. So how to display it? So be here. So how you will get the data object? Java.util.date, correct? New date.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
So we have to import it. So whenever you are trying to import, right? So if you see here, so this is the way we need to import in JSP file, JSP other classes. Basically, I am trying to import this class.
Uh, so this command on all records will not create it by automatically, right?
It will create. So
It will.
immediately.
Oh, okay.
So this is a class, right? So I am trying to import this class from this package. I
So
want
that
to use.
package is automatically created.
Yeah, it is inbuilt class. It is part of J. I mean JDK. You will get it.
Okay.
Java.util.package. We have right like array list, linked list in the same package.
Thing like you can right click sometimes when there is a red mark underneath and all, right,
So here,
in
how
a
you?
click.
So here you will get a help kind of thing. You can select it.
And after that, import also will happen automatically.
Import will
Just
happen automatically. Yes.
okay, okay.
Import will happen automatically. You no need to write this code. So let me delete it and again import it. Now, right now there is no import. So if you see here error, correct?
Red line. Okay.
Yeah. Now control space bar and select that class, and you will get this import statement.
Hmm. Got it.
Okay, now this is clear, right? Okay, now go back to your servlet, and inside your servlet, right? So what is happening? So we need to see the import, right? Inside your Java class, where is the import statement will be there? It is there on the top, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now go back to your servlet. We have to send one request at least, then only the servlet will regenerate. Otherwise, it will not regenerate. Okay, let me send first request. So okay, I send first request, and this is the current date, September and 8:38. Now go back to this page. So this is the regenerated servlet, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And if you see here, right, you will see your import statement.
Got it.
Okay, and let me go down little bit, and you will see your display date.
Mm-hmm.
So this is your display date, current date. So you can able to do here whatever you can able to do by using the core Java. Similar kind of activities you can able to do it here also in your JSP file.
Okay.
I mean this is clear, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and yeah, that's all. And for today, I mean that's all for tomorrow, right? What I'm going to do, how to import another JSP into your JSP, that is one thing. And how to call another servlet from your JSP, or how to call another JSP from this JSP, and how to read the
Okay.
data from the request, and how to read the data from the session.
Got it.
So
Okay.
that we will see tomorrow. Okay, and
Okay.
these are the basic scriptlets.
Okay.
Okay, tomorrow we'll connect same time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you able to get in touch with your whenever about that dumps?
Oh, dumps, I didn't get. Basically they have written long back, I mean somewhere 2009, 10, right?
Oh,
So now the
yeah.
It's Oracle got acquired, so they don't have the latest one basically. That is the problem.
Hmm.
They are
Okay. I mean, no, but they
yeah.
have their old dumps also. Did
Yeah,
they have old dumps?
old terms is there, but that is no use basically.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
Okay.
no, its pattern got changed entirely, right? It was that time Sun Microsystem, now Oracle.
Hmm.
But
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
I'll keep asking. If I'll get, I'll let you know that one.
Okay. Okay. Sure. Sure. No problem. Okay.
Okay,
All
yeah.
right. Okay.
Tomorrow we'll connect same time. Yeah. Thanks.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Take care.